All right. The systematic oppression argument. I was hit with the systematic oppression in my last video, whereas one side has the ability to systematically oppress and take resources from the other side, which is a foolish argument today. And I'm going to quickly break down why. This might trigger some people, so strap in. The most obvious. The government's not white people. The government's the rich. The government now is what's called a techocracy. All right, it's not white people banded together to shit on black people. That's a foolish argument, okay? It hasn't been white people banding together to shit on black people since I've been alive. I'm 42. There's not a two-tiered justice system. It's a myth that banks do not want to fund the houses of blacks because they're black. Banks only see one color. That color's green. Do you really think the owner of a bank would be okay with losing, I don't know, say on a $200,000 house? Do you think they'd be okay with losing almost $100,000 over 20, 30 years? They don't lend to those people because they don't see a return on their investment. As to why that is, I'll leave that up to you. You know what I mean? The justice system, I've been in jail. I mean, I've done close to 6 years. If you want to look at a two-tier justice system, the war on drugs made it kind of a two-tier justice system, but that's just people getting away with other dumb shit like blue-collar crimes and pedos get way lighter sentences than people that deal with drugs and things like that. Now in Pennsylvania, there are sentencing guidelines which were ultimately put in place because of people crying racism and disparity in sentencing. So maybe that was a thing at one point, but not since I've been alive. I've been in the justice system in America since I was about 11. And those minimum and maximums, mandatories, have been in place since that time. So that's nonsense. Recently, they've been a little bit more relaxed on the mins and the maxes, but that's because people were just getting roofed, man, for fucking relatively petty shit. Not petty stuff, but non-violent crimes. People are just getting roofed. I ended up doing over 3 years for essentially 26 bags of heroin, which if you know anything about that, that's not a whole lot. The justice system, it's not blind. Money makes a big difference, but it's definitely not out to get black people. That's a really stupid thing to say. So I don't know. Holy fuck, something just stung me, bro. You guys are gonna yell karma, but whatever. I don't know what the fuck that even was, but that's a really stupid thing to say, that black people are systematically oppressed. If you go through any town that's any little city that's totally fucked in Pennsylvania, it is predominantly blacks, and you can tell that these towns were really nice once upon a time. Now, we could sit here and argue about why that is. There might be disparities somewhere in the past, but there's obvious culprits for this, and it's not white people. That's a really stupid thing to say. like other people have pointed out, if you move out of a town, it's white flight. If you come in to try to help, it's gentrification. You just can't win in these scenarios. Everybody's trying to call white people racist. You know, everybody that ends up in a better spot is just pointed at as some kind of oppressor. It's fucking nonsense, man. You know, it's just fucking nonsense. Just like, I have a good analogy, but I'm really not gonna do it. If anybody succeeds, they're kind of shit on, you know? Like, do you think if somehow the Indians killed us, right now we would be saying Indians are evil people and they should have let us into this nation and they're basically Hitlers, you know? Do you think that would be the case? Who knows, right? If things happen differently. They keep saying you're on stolen land. Stolen and conquered is a very different thing. I don't know if you know that. But, you know, a lot of pure ethno-whites don't really consider Spaniards from Spain white people. And those are the ones that did most of the destruction to this side of the world. But, you know, nobody really brings that up. You know, they murdered so many people south of this border that they don't even speak their own language anymore. Do you ever wonder why all these people speak, you know, Spanish, Latin? Not Latin, but, you know, it's descended from Latin. You ever wonder that shit, you know? You know, if the mustache man had won, what would have happened in that scenario? Kind of think about that, maybe. But, yeah, and as far as white people, bunching white people together, then you would get into like the reparation argument or whatever. My people have only been here since my grandfather from Germany. So even if I thought that was an appropriate thing to do, which I don't, my people would not be involved in that. That would be nonsense. So the systematic oppression argument is a really stupid argument because of the reasons I have just listed. And I mean, you can do with that information what you will, but that's kind of, it's a stupid hill to die on. Maybe at some point, you know, things were slanted in that direction, but like I said, not in my lifetime. I grew up in a shitty neighborhood. The one neighborhood I grew up in, it was probably mostly blacks. The other one was mostly Spanish. I moved out here to a white area because we were actually running from the law. I was locked up when I was, I don't know, 14. Took out of middle school in handcuffs. And my life was pretty shit. I knew a lot of other people that were in my same situation. So, I mean, sometimes people just need to take accountability. The justice system's not out to get you. It's out to get money. The justice system is basically a corporation. It's a really fucked up corporation. And it thrives off of people like batteries. So its job is to put as many people in jail as possible. Just like the police isn't really there to serve and protect you, but it's not there to hurt black people either. The police is there to collect revenue for the town, which is really sad because it's supposed to be for the people, you know, but it's really not. It's basically just a corporation to milk money out of the community, you know, which is fucked up. I mean, you have your outliers and police officers that believe other things, but they're still sitting there at the end of the month in some sneaky ass spot trying to pull you over to get $50 to $100 for a speeding ticket or whatever. So they're leeches, you know, they're just leeches on the civilization. Just leeches is what they turned out to be, because nobody ever has enough of anything. And if you're in a position to take more of something, you're going to do that, I guess. It's just what that breaks down to. That's why when cops arrest you, they hit you for the most severe shit they can, and then you plead down and accept a plea agreement for whatever you actually did, hopefully. And then you just do more time than you really should and get more fines than you should. They just milk whatever they can out of you, like crackheads. They're the same thing as crackheads, the justice system, you know. And then they tell you they don't have adequate housing, and then all of a sudden that's your problem. And you just get fucked for X amount of years, you know? That's how that works, man. It's not a white or black thing. It's a money thing. These kids aren't getting off of, you know, charges because they're white. It's because their parents have money. And that happens, you know, on both sides somewhat. I guess more so it would be the whites. But that's just the world we live in. It's just all controlled by money because people are just really sad, greedy cocksuckers. So next time you see something fucked up, don't blame the white people. Blame the green people. You know? It's just how things turn out, man. But the systematic oppression thing is stupid. I can get deeper into it if you really want me to, break things down a little bit more. This is just a quick rundown here while I'm drinking my coffee or whatever. Have a good day.